So if you've ever experienced being a mom who loves so well and so deeply, and you are invested in your kids, and that empty nest, that transition of one or more kids going away to college and now navigating adult relationship with your children, Kristen Gatlin, mom of 6, married, amazing. Her and her husband have built businesses. They are a phenomenal family in the South Lake Grapevine area with a gorgeous house that we have benefited at Crawford Clinics. We have little mini retreats. But I have just watched you as a mom do such a great job of transitioning kids and then maintaining that friendship. And I'm sure it's always been easy. There's never been a hard moment to that.
No struggle.
And how you've helped so many moms in this space of how do I transition from being mommy into being friends with my kids, and that influence going down, that transition. So with the story you were telling before the camera started about your daughter going away to college. So can you share that with us?
Yeah, so for me, watching my kids, because I have an older son too, and watching them like leave the nest, it's everything you worked hard for, right? Yeah. That's what you want them to do. Well, you want to push them out, and sometimes they even soil the nest a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, good riddance, let's go.
It's easier.
It's time.
Right? Like, okay, I'm done with you misbehaving. Like, go try that on your own, see how that works. So, it's always interesting how you create something in your head about how it's going to be and then what it actually looks like. Yeah. So I can remember my kids driving away, or actually us driving away, because we drop them off, right? And we work really hard. It's almost metaphorical, right? So we get their dorm room ready, we work really, really hard, and then we leave. And yeah. And it's like, okay, and we hug them for the last time, and we just hope that we've instilled everything that they need in their toolkit to survive, right? To make good choices, to make good friends, to do all the things that, they're grounded and rooted in good character and integrity, right? And so, saying goodbye to them is a hard thing to do. Yeah. Right? Because you're literally leaving your authority. Yes. And you're walking into a stage of, how do I gain influence? Yeah. Right? What does that look like? Right? I no longer can be like, don't do that. Right. Don't do that. I'm going to take away your phone. Right. So you have to figure out, like, how do I have influence? And what does that look like?
Yeah. And so what are some things that you found helpful along those lines? Because as a mom, as a parent to a child, you have all the influence in the world, and that subtle transition phase. And some families don't do that super well. So they're still trying to do this, don't do that. And then all of a sudden, abruptly, college comes. What did that look like for you guys of navigating, like handing more authority back to the child?
Yes. Well, it looks like, giving them as much rope as they can handle. And then sometimes you do have to intervene. Yeah. They're still young. Their frontal cortex is not developed, and they do that. But one thing that Ross and I did really well, I think we did really well, and I think you would do really well because you're fun, and that's the environment at Crawford Clinics, is we try to create fun for them. And it's kind of like giving them hits of dopamine. Yeah. That creates connection. Right? And so we try to go to all the games. And, Lily's a Palm Squad, and so we're always there, we're cheering her on, and, we love the fact that we can be close enough, right? And that she knows she can still come to us, but we're just outside, right? And so creating those really fun events, it creates connection, right? And influence. So if she knows we're there, that we're supporting her, and that we're loving on her, and it's in an environment where it creates dopamine, that's the connection. That's the sweet spot. And so we always try to have dinner once a week. And when I say dinner, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to work. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no. Like eating out matters. I mean, it
still counts.
It counts because here's the thing. I even like it better than cooking dinner at home because you don't have to do anything. No, not one person is getting up and down. It creates like this camaraderie that's uninterrupted, besides when the waiter comes. So, yeah, just creating those connections through fun.
Yeah.
Like just letting them know that we've entered a season where we're going to have fun.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And I think so many times parents, especially like really traditional family unit, like they really tend to parent with fear.
Yes.
Because it's a big, scary world. They're going to be exposed to all these bad things. And so without realizing it, our own desire to do such a great job and prepare them so well that a lot of families describe, man, I wish we would have had more fun. We would have created more memories. And then that sets your kid up to associate family with fun instead of with rules. And I'm always in trouble. And yes, have boundaries. But you need to offset that. Like if your whole relationship is rules and do this and don't do that, and you have to go to church and you have to go to these youth group things and you have to do this, and the first taste of freedom, they are going to take all the latitude and all the fun that's been withheld all these years is finally going to usually be binged and way too much.
Yes.
So creating healthy fun that they associate like meals, laughter, inside jokes, adventure.
Yes.
Like today I was like, we need more fun events for Crawford Clinics. My go-to person, Kristen Gatlin.
Yes.
Help us like create fun moments as a business, but also as a family. So what would be some examples of what you guys found fun for your kids?
Well, we like I said, we love sporting events. So we try to go to all the sporting events. And it doesn't have to be like crazy. We go to Stella's soccer game or we go to River's soccer game. And just watching my kids come together around a purpose, that means a lot. And, you know, of course, we go to church and that's our spiritual life force, you know, that connects our family.
Yeah.
And so, yes, sporting events, we do, we eat out a lot. This mama doesn't like to cook. And yeah, we really try to plan family events, like everybody's included. And so, you know, and we're so good about, okay, if everybody can't come, anybody that can come, come.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and that's really hard when you have college kids is it changes the dynamics of your family.
Their priorities are changing.
Yeah.
That's
and
hard.
yeah. And so really like when you think about the change and the transition into their adult life, you know, lowering the expectations.
That they don't feel manipulated, obligated.
Yeah. Or just for yourself. Like, you can't expect them to be at every family dinner. You can't expect them to come back in town and, you know, do all the things that you used to do. There has to be some level of balance because if your expectations are still here, it's like a breeding ground for just like
Resentment.
You know, depression, like all the things that aren't going to connect you with your older adult child. So,
Yeah. And I would say even for me, so my mom and I are, I'm going to say my mom as present because I believe she's part of the great cloud of witnesses, even though she's in heaven.
Yeah.
So I talk about her in the present, even though she is currently in heaven. But my mom and I have a great relationship. So I grew up with a really great mom, very invested. And I had a lot of learning disabilities. I had a lot of soccer. I had a lot of extracurriculars. So she was very involved. I went to prep school that was over 45 minutes away, one direction. And so she was there. She was invested. And she followed up and helped me in so many areas. And so one of the things that was a transition that I shared earlier of going away to LA for undergrad and then going away to Virginia. And she's from California, Northern California. And so that transition of now coming back after grad school, and she was delightfully so, because that's what she was used to. Like, hey, did you remember this? Did you do this? Like trying to be like helpful. I know her intent was good, but especially at that age, I didn't have the maturity for that to go well.
Right.
Because I'm like, Mom, I literally got a doctorate without you reminding me of things. I love you, but that was grating on my last nerve. And so I popped off at her, and I could tell it hurt her feelings. And so my heart is so sensitive that then I felt bad, and we didn't have somebody like going to you that could have coached us through, like, this is a normal adjustment that you're going to go through of how do we communicate when your kid comes back from college? You know, how do we have expectations if you are in this house for summer break, let's say, or what hours are you coming home? What hours are you not coming home? Like, what am I expecting that you tell me and don't tell me? Do I prompt you and remind you of things? Do I not? And so there's no right or wrong in that, but man, having someone like you could have saved so much. Because we were kind of at each other for a period when actually we love each other. I have a short period of time to be in this season with you. So what did you find helpful with, I've been mommy, and now becoming more like a peer and a friend?
Well, something super practical is just asking them, hey, do you want me to listen? Or are you venting, or do you want a response? Like, do you want advice? Do you want me to walk down this road with you? Like, how do you want that? And half the time, she's like, I just want to vent, Mom. You don't have to fix it. Right? Because mommies fix everything. They're putting on your Band-Aids. You know, they're just fixing life so it can be easier, right? And so the transition into adulthood looks like, for me, letting go and really trying to be like, what do they need from me? Not, what do I need, right?
Exactly.
You know, and it's like that. And, you know, like your mom was, you know, you had that little hiccup. Well, for my kids, like just recently, my daughter moved home, all her stuff from the dorm, and it's everywhere. You know, it looks like the raccoon got a hold of the trash can, and you're like, oh my gosh. And so, you know, there's still guidance when they act like, you know, they teenagers, right? Because they still kind of are. And so,
and it is your home.
Everything is everywhere, and, you know, I'm like, you know, and so, you know, she's like, what? And I'm like, oh, that's right. This is the way you live in college. Welcome home, honey. So, you know, and
you don't live that way here.
Yes. And just like the way you speak to them. We love to make it kind of funny. You know, like she was laughing at me by the time I was done with, like, pick up your stuff and organize it and put it somewhere where I can't see it. And then that way, when we go back to school, you'll know where it is. So we, you know, we have fun, and just making sure the way you speak to them is you're speaking like they value what you're saying, with integrity and honesty, and your tone is sweet, right? So, I mean, even some of the things that you work on as a young mommy are the things you do as, you know, an adult mommy, like a friend, right? Like, how would you talk to your friend? Well, you surely wouldn't shame him, and you know, all the things. And so, I mean, so there's things that you can take from being, you know, a mommy, like when you're in the deep depths of like macaroni and cheese and like animal crackers stuck all over your minivan and all that, to the adult friendship with your child. And I think one of my favorite things is, one, I heard later that my mom went through kind of a empty nest depression when I went away to college, because I am the baby of the family. So my brother had already moved out, and I'm the baby, and she has identified so much with her love for her kids and a good mom. And we have a good friendship. And now she's sending her daughter away 6 hours away to the den of LA. Like, oh my gosh, to be an actress. Like, I can't imagine how hard that must have been. And so later in adulthood, she confided and shared that. But I'm really grateful that she didn't share it then. Right? Like, at that age, I needed to be able to launch and have a really fun experience in college and have the illusion that my parents are fine. I don't have to take care of them. And I can call and you sound happy to hear from me.
So later, when I was out of college, she was able to share her experience, and it knit our hearts in such a sweet way. But I'm really grateful because I have heard families that almost guilt their kids, make them feel bad, what I'm going through here, and you're not here to help your mom, or you're not here to blah, blah, blah. And I would just encourage you not to do that, because I had an excitement to call my parents because I believed they wanted good for me to experience all this. They were praying fervently behind my back that God would protect me. And it was super scary because they have this very sheltered, delightful princess daughter that they're sending to the wolves of Los Angeles. And so it was a lot, but they did such a great job. And I would say the biggest thing for me, honestly, is she had to learn when I was in high school to just listen. I would call, and I knew my mom was going to sound happy to talk to me because I'm in this new world. It's scary and overwhelming over here. I always had home base to go back to. Mom sounded happy when I called. She didn't overreach out or over a mesh or try to fix me while I'm in college. And then she would ask, do you want me to just listen or do you want advice? And that one thing protected our relationship so well when I went away to college.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. So, when Lily was gone, there's always that sense of, like, where's my right arm? Like,
something's missing.
Yeah, something's missing.
Yeah.
And so she was so good about calling, and she would call on her way to class, or she would call when she got out of the library. And I would be so intentional. And I think that's another key word is intentionality, right? Because you have to be intentional to connect.
Yes.
Right? Because sometimes they're not going to call you. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm so sad. Why are they calling me? Do they not love me? What have I done? But that's when you have to really dig in, right? That's when it's all about you, right? You're like, wait, no, I know she loves me. She literally has a Spanish exam, a chemistry exam, and a whatever. And so making sure that you're consistently communicating intentionally. And of course, I like to make it fun. And so Instagram can be lovely for all the right reasons. So we connect all over the memes and the reels. Like, I'm literally that mom that sits on the couch and laughs at myself when I'm sending all my kids the memes and the reels. And I'm like, haha, this is so fun. This is so fun. I'm having fun myself. But like sending them anything, it could be inspirational. It could be like, thinking about you today. Love you.
Silly.
You're sweet. Your sweet smile just perked me up, and they get a dopamine hit, right? And then they're like, oh wait, that's my mom. I'm going to call her. So, just little tricks to, help your mama heart as well as foster that budding friendship.
For the sake of time, we're going to pause here. We'll make this part 1, and then we'll jump in with part 2 and dive deeper into how to have conflict, how to have boundaries, communication. I think we should also do a 3rd episode on raising kids with boundaries in a digital era.
Yes.
Because, oh my gosh, that's hard. And parents aren't really equipped. They're always treated as the devil when they take away the phone. So...
And the ability to be like technologically savvy. Like, it's not that hard.
So we need you.
Yes. Practical applications. How to see if your child has a for your eyes only on Snapchat.
Oh,
yeah.
I
bet nobody ever knew that existed. So
I did not.
Just little things that you'd be happy to hear about.
Yes, so good.
Yeah.
So Kristen Gatlin is a therapist at Crawford Clinics, and we are going to end here, but then we'll pick it right back up and bring you into more of what it's like to move from parent into friendship with your adult child. So thanks so much, and we'll see you for the next episode. Bye, guys.